DJ Klarc Shepard, what's good?
Yo, what it do?
Not much, not much. Now, you're originally from Brooklyn, New York, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, what was life like growing up in New York City?
Um, it was the best to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of fun. You know what I mean? A lot of learning because in New York you gotta move fast. You know what I'm saying? So everything that I grew up will help me with what I had to go through later on in life. You know what I'm saying? So you know, it was
Right.
great. Yeah, it was great.
So, I know hip hop started there, like in the Bronx. So, you was around, when hip hop and that whole thing got started, correct?
No, not when it got started. It got started a little bit before me, but hip hop roots. I was around it growing up, but my family's Jamaican. So growing up, I used to DJ a lot of reggae music. Mostly reggae music. I didn't start playing hip hop until I moved to Gainesville.
Okay. So, what part of Brooklyn are you from exactly?
Flatbush.
Okay. Is the internet the same place spot where Chris Rock from?
No, I think Chris Rock from Bed-Stuy. Flatbush, you got Busta Rhymes, Fabio Foreign, a whole bunch of people. I can't really think off the top right now. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of flavor came from Brooklyn, from Flatbush at least.
Oh, okay. Now the music scene there, what you say back then and now is different from the music scene, down here in Florida. I mean the South in Florida.
Yeah, most definitely, because New York is a whole different wave. But right now, New York is taking a lot of what's going on in the South, but it's still what they do in New York. The music in New York has changed. Now it's more drill music. Or what they doing in New York City rather than the bars and stuff like that. Now they're doing more drill than anything. So yeah, it's different.
Okay, because for a few years, it's been talks in the industry that New York lost its sound and it's starting to sound more like the South.
Yeah,
Would you agree with that or disagree?
I agree with it. You know what I'm saying? New York is known for its own sound. That sound is not happening no more because basically the youngins took over and they took that drill sound. That drill comes from overseas with London. They adopted it in Chicago, and now that's prevalent to what they're doing in New York. You know what I'm saying? So that sound that you hear, all the music that's coming out is mostly drill. You don't really hear. I mean, yes, you have people like Griselda and stuff like that. They spin bars, but it's not much. Going with that old school New York, boom bap type of sound. You know what I mean?
Right. Now, during the time that 50 blew up in 2003,
Mhm.
certain people say that he was part of the fault of New York, music scene going down.
I don't think so because 50 increased it. He brought a lot more awareness. He was platinum. I know he's a top rapper for the time when he came out and stuff like that. He just basically put the singing along with the rapping, kind of like what Ja Rule was doing, but more, more hood with it. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
he brought a new flavor to it. He didn't really make the flavor go down. You know what I'm saying? I don't think so. He sold
Right.
too much music to make it go down.
Right. I mean, I don't agree with that at all,
And that
but
was an influence too. Many Man and all the stuff that he was doing, he was influenced. Like the way people was wearing clothes, that little tank top thing that he had, and the do rags and caps and all that stuff like that. Like he was a major influence.
right.
So you can't deny that.
But the people that say that about 50, they were saying because he wasn't working with, I guess, certain New York rappers at the time, and he was also beefing with some of the New York rappers.
I mean, that's what he came up in. You don't know what he was doing before he was rapping. I mean, well, they give you a little insight on what he was doing. So I always say the beef one came along with growing up. A lot of times from Queens, I know a lot of the people that when he came into the industry, he probably had some stuff going on in the streets before that. So
Right.
it all goes into how you moving and how you rocking. You know what I'm saying? Like 50 put in work. You feel what I'm saying? And a lot of
Right.
times, what I'm saying, when you be out there doing what you do and stuff like that, people want to stop you, for whatever reasons. You know what I'm saying? That goes on with anybody in any industry. You know what
Right.
I mean?
That's right. Now, to my understanding, New York City, of course, it's a city, But would you say Brooklyn is like a city within New York City?
Most definitely, it's one of the five boroughs. You know, New York City is five boroughs, which is basically, cities. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Brooklyn is its own city, but there's different sections of Brooklyn as well. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you could say it's like that.
Right. Now, at what time did you decide to come to Gainesville?
2003, we came out here to Gainesville to start Reggae Shack Cafe as well as to do the radio show on Magic. Because before then, we was in Miami. I was doing radio down there, and the opportunity came to kill two birds with one stone.
Okay. Now, being that you're from New York, like, what influenced you to come, like, down here to Gainesville, Florida?
I mean, the vibe was right. My brother came out here for a baby christening, for my brother. And I was going around moving with CDs and stuff like that. It was real different than Miami, but I seen the development as well. So to me, it just felt natural. After I visited, I packed up everything in Miami, cut the lease like immediately, and came back like in a day or two.
Okay.
Yeah, so just going. I don't know. I just go off of vibes. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna just do whatever I want to do, type thing. You feel what I'm saying? So
Right.
I don't really go off of plan this out, do this, do that. Now I'm gonna go, I'll do this. Went back to Miami, got everything together, and came back and moved like within that same week.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, what do you think about the music scene here in Gainesville?
Oh, the music scene is dope out here. I like what it is. We just need more outlets for the artists. That's about it. Everybody put in their work and get that attention. That's the only thing. That's the only disconnect.
Okay. Now, what kind of more outlets do you think the city need?
I would say radio. If radio gets behind the artists, that'd be dope. If more people went out with the marketing and stuff like that to connect to the people, that'd be great. Just every factor that you see with any other artists that you see going out there and blowing up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Follow them same footsteps. And a lot of times in the industry, it'll be an inside job. You see an artist pop out of nowhere like, oh, who is this? But he's lit. A lot of times that's dollars behind that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Jimmy. So, basically put your money where your mouth is. You feel me?
Right. Mm-hmm. Now, to your opinion, I just got to ask, who would you say is the top 4 hottest rappers in Gainesville right now?
Right now. You got to put Juice Youngin on there. I like Black Savage. I love what he got going. His flow is crazy. PDA Tuck doing his thing. Soak always does his thing. Mexico. There's so many. You know what I'm saying? There's so many. But yeah, that's a couple of them right there.
Oh,
Not
okay.
excluded anybody. You know what I'm saying? It's all love. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Now, also, who would you say is more likely to blow up and be that rap superstar from Gainesville that can blow up on these doors?
I'll say the two over that list I just told you. PDA Tuck, Juice Youngin. You know what I'm saying? I seen them work and make miracles happen with just an idea. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'll say them two. They got a good wave going. They just for everything else to connect, to make it equal to something. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm pretty sure like back in the day, because even 50 was doing this. When rappers would have their music on the CDs and they, selling their CDs, putting on the streets, whether out the trunk to hand. Would you say that some rappers should be doing that nowadays?
CDs?
Yeah.
Hell no. Who listens to CDs?
I'm just saying just to have stuff on the street because everybody don't be on the internet like that.
Hell yeah, they do. Everybody got a phone. Wake up and go on your phone and check Facebook and Instagrams and all that after you brush your teeth and all that stuff.
Well, some people, but not everybody though.
If everybody ain't doing it, then they don't need to be looking at what's going on because that's the world right now. When is the last time, me personally, I don't remember the last time I seen a CD player or a CD. Last time you seen a CD?
Well, not often, but when people on their way going to work and in their car, instead of turning on the radio, if they got a good CD, they might want to pop that in.
Well, guess what? I might have to put that one into the mix again because I thought CDs was obsolete. Like I have not seen anybody pull out a CD or play a CD. Everybody got their phone on the Bluetooth. Everybody on YouTube. Everybody on the iTunes and Spotify and shit called Audio Mac. Like nah, I ain't see a CD burner or something. Maybe I don't know, but me personally, I feel like the way to get to where you need to go is by attacking everybody's phones because everybody always got a phone in there.
Yeah, most definitely keep that new way going. But I was just thinking like it probably wouldn't hurt to use the old that old way add along with what y'all already doing.
I mean, I don't think so. I think the majority of people you go and get them the same way everybody else is getting. Like I ain't never seen a Little Baby CD. I never seen a 42 Doug CD. Seen a Young Jeezy CD, but that was like a long ass time ago. People were using CDs, and then you got artists coming out, whatever. Like you don't even really see posters of anybody, but they lit because it's going through the phones, going through social media.
Right. Now, when did you necessarily started DJing?
When I was 10, I started. No. A little before that, but I started doing it professionally like when I was 10. Like actually like rocking parties and stuff like that. It was always a hobby to me. Family's I got a couple of musicians in my family. Music runs in my blood like that. You know what I'm saying? I play a couple of instruments and all that. So, and the DJing thing was basically just putting on records in the house like I usually do. You know what I'm saying? In my diapers, you feel me?
Right. So would you say the love of music is in your heart?
Not the love of music, the art of music is in my heart. I love the art. I love the keys. I love, the tones, the tempos. You know what I'm saying? The background vocals. You know what I'm saying? The messages. You feel me? The layers. I don't just listen to music for what's in front of the music, the obvious. What makes the music to me is everything else behind the words. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Mm-hmm. So when you at a party DJing, like what is that go-to song that's gonna get the crowd going?
Depends what kind of crowd I'm in front of. I might do a bar mitzvah. I might do a concert. I might be in New York DJing downtown. I might be in Miami doing this. It just depends where you at and what the vibe is. Because what can work here doesn't necessarily work over there. You know what I mean?
Okay. Now, being that you're a DJ, like I agree with this. Would you say that DJs, y'all are the ones that break records?
It used to be like that. Now what breaks records is your internet. You know what I'm saying? The phone. You know what I'm saying? Because stuff is getting on people's playlists before they could even go to a club and hear a DJ. A song can come out tomorrow and go viral, and everybody's singing that by the next day after that. You ain't going to the club till like the weekend, and hopefully the DJ has that song to play the song.
Okay. Now, what is the whole technique of DJing?
What do you mean? Elaborate.
Like, with like some of the new stuff, you got the equipment, you press this button, you press that button, and it's more easier as opposed to before the stuff came out. The DJs got the turntables and
back in the days, it was different because you have to have your turntables, which was expensive as fuck. You have to buy the records to play, which was even more expensive as fuck. Compared to now, you can get a controller that has the two turntables and a mixer all in one. And your music you can get all free from downloading off of YouTube or downloading off a line. You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes it way easier to get in the game. But what makes a good DJ is not your equipment or your music. It's about your selection and your transition. Your selection meaning, what am I going to do next to get a reaction? What I'm going to do next to make these people enjoy themselves? What I'm going to do next to make a memory? You know what I'm saying? Your transition. Okay, I got these two songs right next to each other, but if I just slap that shit in and people are dancing, you got to stop and catch it. Slap it again, you got to stop and catch it. After a while, like, man, let me sit down, man, because this nigga's fucking my vibe up. You feel me? So
right.
It's about transitioning the correct way and selecting the right music. Because every event you do, it's about making memories. You feel me?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, coming up, Was there any DJ that inspired you right when you got started?
A lot of reggae DJs. You had like Stone Love, you had King IDs. Um, but as far as hip hop, I used to go to sleep listening to Funkmaster Flex every night. He had his show on the radio, um, playing hip hop and stuff like that. I would listen to the technique of what he was doing rather than the music that he was playing. Because you got to listen to the music, but I would scratch and blend and mix. That's what I used to listen to because it's kind of like I used to imagine myself while listening to him being in front of two turntables and making the thing go while he's doing it. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but that's just something that I did, and I applied it to reggae music. That's how come I excelled really quick. Everywhere I went, doing what I did back in those days.
Okay. Now, music has been around for a long time. Pretty much probably forever.
Mm-hmm.
Now, would you say music will also be around until the end of time and until the new beginning?
Of course. Of course. Sorry, say that one more time.
Would you say music will be around to the end of the time and to a new beginning?
Will music be around to the end of time and to new beginning? Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? Music is look at that spirit. You feel me? Like music is always gonna be there. Because you can have some music to feed your soul, to give you a good energy, a happy energy. You got music that can make you excited and motivated. You got music that can make you evil. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the tones and the keys of what you're hearing in music. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you listen to it, like when you hear gospel compared to you listen to heavy metal, you notice you're not hearing the same tone in each music because each music is something for some kind of purpose for some kind of people. You feel what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, so music is always going to be there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there was a time that it was more like, the rapper has a DJ and, they went about it like that.
Mm-hmm.
But, and nowadays, like, I like some of the DJs, just more solo independent now or what you say?
I don't know. Every good artist needs a DJ, most definitely. That's what I feel like. But, I don't really think about all that other stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because I be on my own wave, you know what I mean? Like I've done the touring with artists as well, and it's all good. Me personally, I don't like the road life. I mean, I like getting out there and stuff like that, but to be like city to city type stuff, like, nah, that shit kind of like drive you insane a little bit. You know what I mean? Like I kind of like setting in a place and keeping it going. You know what I'm saying? Like Gainesville. No matter where I go, I always come back home because this is home. I love it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you also have a management. You do management.
Yeah.
So what is the name of your management?
OG Vision, LLC.
Okay. Now, are you managing just artists or are you doing more than artists?
Yeah, we got artists, DJs, a couple entertainers and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's basically helping everybody get to the other level and connect the dots. That's what we do.
Okay. Now, in the next 5 years, what do you see your management?
Next 5 years, where do I see my management? I don't know. I guess I see that next 5 years still helping who we believe in.
Okay. Now, your newest spot, what's the name of the spot here?
Oh, Kava Lounge. We're at Kava Lounge, 1007 West University Avenue, Kava Hookah Lounge.
Okay. So this is just like your everyday club or
no, it's a hookah lounge. It's a place where people come to chill, relax, kick back. You know what I mean? Right now we're open Friday and Saturday. Midnight to 4 in the morning, but we're about to go to 7 days a week as well.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So would this be the spot that more people should be coming to and enjoying the vibe?
Of course. This is the only spot they need to be coming to. You know what I'm saying? Now, show love to everybody for real, but this spot been over here over a decade. You know what I'm saying? It's a piece of Gainesville right here. So, yeah. If you ain't been, come through, check us out, Kava Lounge, so we get litty. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. And you also do radio, right?
Yeah, I do radio. You know, that was my passion. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, so I do radio.
Now, what station you on for radio?
Right now, I'm not really on no stations. My focus is my business, which is OG's Vision, as well as here at Copper Lounge. So I'm not really on radio like that. But I
Okay.
consult and be behind the scenes with a few stations. I'm just not on it live right
Okay. Now, as a whole, as a DJ, manager, radio host, all that. So, where would you want to see yourself in the next coming years as a whole?
now. See myself still comfortable, taking care of my family, making sure my daughter is being the best that she can be, and that's it. That's mostly what I'm about. You know what I'm saying? That makes me happy. You know what I mean?
Okay. Now, do you want to give any shout outs?
Shout out to everybody out there, everybody who supported me over the years, everybody who didn't support me too. You know what I'm saying? Because people are people. You know what I'm saying? I love everybody. So bless up to everybody in the scene. You feel me? I see y'all. Y'all see me too. You heard?
Right. Well, DJ Klarc, Shepard, thanks for your time.
Appreciate you coming through and linking me up. Remember, Cava Lounge, every Friday, Saturday, midnight to 4 in the morning, 1007 West University Avenue in the heart of Gainesville, 2 blocks away from University of Florida. You can't miss it. Come get lit with me.
Okay.